Onyana minyayo. Sema modia. Mi abonia yefo. So wait.
Go on.
If you are sad, Mr. Speaker, just play that Lumba's music and you'll be fine. If you are quarreling with your wife, just play that Lumba's music and you'll be fine. Mr. Speaker, even if you want to go and do galamsey, play that Lumba's music and you'll be encouraged. Mr. Speaker, the man is a legend. If you want to know with your wife, you have a problem, just play. Odo me pewa sempa o na abwan here. Pem. Odo me pewa sempa o na abwan here na mpira di pantia. Me pewa sempa o ohia na wan kira di pantia. That day me pewa semu bebre. Your wife is good to go. Mr. Speaker, Munke Babia de Akwatia Akoshe to Krum. Mr. Speaker, this is for the Galamsey people. Munke Babia at the Akwatia Akoshe to Krum. So you know that you know where to go and harvest. Mr. Speaker, so as for that Lumba, if you're a young man, Mr. Speaker, if you're a young man and you want to make life, listen to that Lumba's music.
One of his major campaign songs. Na 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 oye we now. Na na dear is born to succeed. Na na kufuado ye we now. Yes, Speaker, where you will even enjoy that one most is where you go, no sunoi, kukurudu. Speaker.
Ankwanuma, nume, Ankwanume.
Honorable members, what is this?
Mr. Speaker.
Because many times to be the for the paper, the walk of Minyami is the give it to me and again. And Yenia me pet, a Jania Upan and your papa. This is a bit with you. The Magruay Yami. Oh, to me, the amount for any paper, heavy work. Arrow. And from Eba, a brow we are going. Some from a chrono, Sabonia.
It's an eyewitness. That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman. Yes. It's an,
What are you doing here?
it's an eyewitness.
What are you?
Oh! What's happening? What's happening? Huh? You are pressmen. No, but the way he handled the machine can have an impact on it. We are here to report on what is happening. Yes, we are media men. We understand you are doing your work, but you cannot stop us from doing our work respectfully. Okay? The media, we have to report what we are seeing. Respectfully.
You can report it.
Okay?
Look at you should know why
The guy took the microphone. You see?
my microphone is down.
Bring that phone. Bring that phone. That phone is still giving you. I'm sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry, we're using the phone.
No, other one.
No. It's not recording. I'm just making a call.
They not be camera with this.
Not be camera with
it now. They not be camera with this. I tell you,
I was talking to my producer.
You are trying to be smartness, but I'm a yes, sir. I'll slap you.
Oh, don't slap him.
This one be carrying video. I'm slapping. This one not be carrying video. Go and join it. Go and join the car. Not be carrying video.
Let's go.
Go and join the car.
Where's the phone?
Don't free yourself. Don't free yourself.
I was talking to my producer. You see, I said I want to speak to your man. I was talking to my producer. And now, please. David, what about this? What about this? I am not part of this. I'm just a journalist to report on this matter. I'm a suspect. Now.
The stakeholders in the district that determines which roads are their priority to maintain at any particular time based on the amount of money they have. So this is new, and then we are grateful that the Road Maintenance Trust Fund have been created. Out of this, new jobs will be created because we want these maintenance activities to be localized. I see no reason why in a district we cannot find or groom or create build the capacity of local people to learn how to do road maintenance in their district instead of importing service providers from other regions. I believe this will also create new jobs. The next thing I want to talk about is the human resource and situation in the ministry. As I said, the ministry is in need of qualified staff to be able to supervise the works. I must say that the Finance Ministry has since issued a warrant for the recruitment of new engineers who would be trained to be able to carry out supervision of these roads. The next thing I want to talk about is the asset load control reforms. If you have been watching the ministry, one of the biggest challenges we have is the asset load regime. And you will notice that whenever government changes, there's this tendency for people to be interested in managing asset load stations. My brothers and sisters, whatever money we collect in terms of penalties, and let me repeat, whatever you pay with respect to asset loading is not a fee. It's a penalty for wrongdoing. So our aim is to make sure that asset loading would, the accruals will be zero. If the accruals become zero, what it means is that people have stopped overloading. No amount of money we collect in terms of penalties on asset loading can ever be enough to repair the damages caused by trackers along on our roads. Those of you who have seen part of the road Agona Junction to Takwa, which was done less than a year ago, part of the reason that road is almost gone is partly because of asset loading, not entirely because of that. But many other roads across our country are in a very deplorable state. We intend to do something about this, and then we have recommended a stiffer penalty regime for those who would not abide by the rule and overload. So you will see that the fees and charges that will come up, we are intending to hike the penalty for overloading on our road from 5,000 Ghana cedi to 50,000. You shouldn't be worried. It's just like saying that if you steal, you'll be jailed for life. You will say that is high-handedness. But what about considering not stealing? Then you have no reason to spend even a day in prison. So we are increasing the penalties for overloading from 5,000 to 50,000. We hope that will be additional deterrent for people to make sure they work within the rules. As part of this, we also noticed that the overloading part of the overloading regime is complex. Some people go to Temaport, load within the allowable tonnage. When they get out of the port, they park somewhere and then top up the goods. We are coming up with a regulation. Currently, the penalty is solely on the driver. We intend that the penalty be extended to the owner of the goods. So a portion of the good will be seized, auctioned, and the money put in the road maintenance trust fund. I am sure if you lose half of the goods as a result of overloading, the next time we all work within the limit. So these are all measures aimed at deterrent. No one, in fact, we wish that nobody overloads, nobody gets to pay anything. Nobody loses his or her goods. The next thing is about payment to contractors. It is true that as we speak, government owes contractors at Road Fund about 7 billion Ghana cedi. And then the GOG component is over 20 billion Ghana cedi. Truth be told, retiring these arrears is not going to be easy. But the finance minister has already made a commitment to pay 4 billion of the arrears this year alone. And I am aware that some contractors, the payment have started. But it's going to take some time for us to retire all this. The question is, how did we build this level of arrears over the years without making the necessary plans to pay them off? The reset means that President Mahama is determined to retire this. But before then, the finance minister ordered an audit of some of the certificates. And what we are seeing on some of those occasions are not things we are happy about. There are instances where a certificate at Road Fund was transferred to GOG for payment, and somehow both certificates were paid.
Government is broke, but people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana. Now, today is the 31st of July, 2025. This is how fast time flies, isn't it? July has ended, and tomorrow ushers in August. My name is Aldo Moro, and I want to say a big thanks to you for joining the show. And once again, I want to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. So I want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us the rare privilege of returning here this morning to join the conversation on the big issues that are happening in this country called Ghana. So straight away, we'll look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. So Daily Graphic says the Boko violence deliberates. President Mahama directs peace enforcement. BOG drops policy rate to 25%. KNUST UENR qualify for TBSC quarter-finals. GPCC calls for peaceful by-election in Akwatia. The Ghanaian Times. Food prices decline. Some consumers in Accra yet to feel it. Renewed Boko killings act of sabotage. President Mahama. We will not tolerate shoddy works, Roads Minister warns. Ghana and Kuwait, a development partnership built on mutual respect, shared vision. Daily Guide. Atuisen gets 10 million cedis bail pending appeal. And there's also soldiers punch Joy FM reporter, slap witness at Magdan warehouse demolition. Quite unfortunate, isn't it? NACOC hands over $1.7 million seized gold to Gold Board. Agrada begs for plea deal. That's with the Daily Guide of today. The New Republic, ex-MIIF, that's MIF boss, nabbed at KIA as NPP appointees flee amidst anti-corruption probes. NPP's 10,000-kilometer highway roads was a scam. Agrada begs AG will plea bargain spare her more prison time. The Spoladomochi faces Sanhedrin. The proposed Sanhedrin is hauled by OSP over shady revenue deal. The chieftaincy scandal rocks Wasafiase. Phony chief accomplice dragged to court over forgery plot. The insight. We will revive Commander Factory to provide jobs, roads, VIP to chiefs. The GNAFF Lords President Mahama over import duty waiver on agri processing machinery. We are suffering, pay us our monies. Retired members of Adan Songo petition speaker over electrochem. Ahead of upcoming by-election, ex-Akwatia MP Henry Boachi Yadom files nomination to contest the NDC primary. Oda Manhene, 2 foreign nationals arrested over Galamsey as personal aid, remanded for gruesome Amenam murder. And then there's also, okay, so I've looked at the Songo petition. Anyway, so these are the newspapers that we have this morning. I want to say that please stay with us. I'll let you in on our guest shortly.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana Cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit's toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Wezalo Amarab. Yes.
Ghana Tourism Authority welcomes you to the 2025 African Marketing and Technology Conference.
From digital storytelling to destination marketing, welcome to Ghana, the gateway to Africa.
Come here and build high-valued network. And of course, you build this network with great industry leaders.
We can't wait to host you. From our immersive cultural experiences to the plethora of our sun, our beaches, our gastronomy. Woo!
We are asking all of you to come network at this beautiful event. Events that will actually teach you the real value of marketing to tourism.
Yes, the Akwatia night. Come and experience our rich heritage. Come and dance to the beat and rhythm of our music and culture. This is Ghana Tourism Authority.
Sector, the financial soundness indicators reflected continued asset growth, improved solvency, liquidity, profitability, and efficiency in the first half of the year. The non-performing loan ratio eased in June 2025 on account of lower growth of non-performing loan stock relative to credit. Continued improvement in the economic conditions, ongoing recapitalization efforts from capital injections and profits, coupled with the implementation of strict credit underwriting standards, should enhance resilience in the banking sector. The external sector has improved markedly, with a record current account surplus of 3.4 billion US dollars in the first half of 2025, supported mainly by higher prices and increased production volumes, talking about gold and cocoa. The current account surplus, together with the outturns in the capital and financial accounts, culminated in an overall balance of payment surplus of 2.2 billion US dollars, significantly higher than the 588.5 million US dollars recorded in June 2024.
He's an eyewitness. That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman.
All right, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Now, this show, again, let me remind you that the show is live on 94.1 FM. So you can tell a friend to tell a friend that if you want to monitor, you want to follow keenly the wonderful conversation that takes place here on the show, you have alternatively tuned into 94.1 and follow the conversation that's happening here. So 94.1. So please tell a friend to tell a friend. You asked for it, we've done it. We're very responsive and a very caring media organization. Some of you say, because of your show, when we're leaving the house, we're unable to leave, when we have to attend to our meetings late and so on and so forth. So we're giving you an alternative. You're sitting in your car, 94.1, and then you're good to go. And trust me, it is crystal clear. Very, very clear. Let me say a happy, glorious birthday to Madame Precious, the name of Datus School Complex in Kaswa. From your children, Berima Edu Amoakon, Bafo Edu Amoakon, and Frederick Edu Amoakon of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So happy, happy birthday to Madame Precious, a name of Datus. Some say Datus, but it is Datus. School Complex in Kaswa. From your children, Berima Edu Amoakon, Bafo Edu Amoakon, and Frederick Edu Amoakon of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So we'll kickstart the conversation today. So joining me in the studio is the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, the indefatigable and the hard-working Richard Ahiagba. He's joined us this morning. In fact, my MD had to correct me the other day. So he said it's not Ahiagba, it's Ahiagba. Yes, Richard. Good morning. It's good to see you, bro. And it's always a pleasure to have you join us on the show. I hope I got it correct. I hope my MD is right. It is Ahiagba. What does it mean, though?
Well, it's the burden of love.
Oh, the burden of love.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's what it means.
But just on a lighter note, have you ever been burdened by love before?
Well, so the interpretation is that love is a burden you must carry.
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't weigh you down.
Right.
You must carry it because that's what life is about.
Right.
That's the general understanding of
okay.
it. Yeah. I mean,
have you followed through with that?
Well, it's work in progress.
I like that.
It's work in progress. That's really the essence of love.
Right.
You can't ever live life without
love.
You understand?
So basically, life is not worth it without bearing love.
Exactly.
Anyway. So how's your party doing? The New Patriotic Party must have been last week. Was it last week or Monday? When did you do your press conference?
It was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday, just this Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. And you updated Ghanaians on what the party's been up to.
Yes.
Post the Special Delegates Conference. Yes. It's time for persons who are interested in contesting the flag bearer elections to pick up their forms and submit it by the 28th of August and so on and so forth. Is there anything else you'd want the public to know? Because Akwatia is is around the corner.
It is.
And you also said something about Akwatia in that press as well. So put all of that in summary for us. What would you want somebody who didn't get the opportunity to watch or listen to your press conference? What do you want them to take away?
Well, thank you, Mauro. And good morning to your viewers, now your listeners as well on radio. I think it's
94.1.
94.1, yeah. and those who are watching and listening elsewhere online.
Right.
The New Patriotic Party came out from the July 19th conference very strong and resolved, where together we have undertaken a major constitutional amendments to our constitution, which are going to take effect, some of them immediately. And so the party is on a strong footing, contrary to what our detractors would like to make you believe, Moro, but rather our party is strong and united.
Okay. I'm told that your voice is a bit low, so if you can speak up a bit.
Okay, sure.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
I hope it's not Annie who's saying that.
No, this is not Annie.
because she seems very animated this morning, so
yeah.
I am not quite as animated.
No,
as
don't
she
go
is.
there. I beg you. This one I'll be between me and you.
Yo, I hear. So
Right.
I mean, we came out very strong, and
Right.
on the back of that, a lot of things are happening. And as you know, we had earlier on indicated that per National Council decision, our flag bearer election would be January 31st, 2026. And so the General Secretary on the 28th issued the regulation which had been put together by National Council on of the party on 25th, which then spells out the regulations, the procedures for the primaries. So essentially, for nomination having been opened, individuals as of Tuesday, any person who is willing to contest was able to start preparation or picked form. I think on Tuesday I heard some motor sirens and noise downstairs whilst we were upstairs during the press conference, and I was told that that must have been the former General Secretary, Kobnaje Japan, whose contingent was down there at that time to pick their nomination form. And so that process is open and it's going to carry on from now till the 28th of August when that process closes. And so for anyone to pick a form, it's about 100,000 to pick the form, filing it at 500,000, and then goes through a process of completing that form, which includes obtaining endorsements from all 16 regions, 10 endorsements each from each region, 10 endorsements from members of the party who are in good standing, to ascertain that the individual is an active member of the party, is of good standing himself, the individual they're endorsing, which is the aspirants, potential aspirants in good standing. And then, that process terminates, and then the vetting follows, and the vetting report issued and approved by National Council. And then that concludes the process over there. So I think then the election really, and hopefully, 31st January concludes, and I believe that given what I am seeing, it's going to be a very, very spirited campaign.
Yeah.
I can easily, on top of my head, count about 6 or 7 individuals who have declared now.
Right.
Now that we have removed that the first layer.
Yeah, that's a special delegate.
The special delegates conference through this recent amendment.
Right.
So as many as are going to file and successfully going through vetting will have the opportunity to contest in the ultimate election without any super delegate election in the middle there. So that's the effect of the amendments we made. So I think I'm looking forward to a very fair campaign, and I hope maybe it's a good opportunity here to appeal to the various campaigns, the various candidates and their teams to operate with the understanding and the peace we came and unity we came from conference with, and understand that we are in the process of selecting one of us We are one people, we are one party, motivated and driven by the same objective to pursue the development of Ghana in freedom, with our values at heart. And so we shouldn't be seen as fighting each other in a manner that will create deep internal divisions that will be difficult to fix after the fact. This is a friendly fight. This is a contest of ideas, how all of us imagine the attainment of Ghana's objective in light of our vision from our various idiosyncratic perspectives. And so it's not a fight across purpose, it's a fight with one purpose to achieve one objective for Ghana. The main fight would occur on the 28th, and that is where we must focus our attention. So right now, this must be a process that brings us together, not pull us apart. So I think that that's probably the only thing I would say about that. But I believe that it will be a good process, good discussion, I expect, about ideas and how we can address the rather disappointing 6 months, 7 months of the John Dramani Mahama administration so far. So on that front, I think that we're looking good. One other issue, you indicated that already, that we're probably going to talk about. Boko is a key matter that was brought in that press conference, and I think I agree with the General Secretary largely. The position of the party is that attaining peace in Boko is not negotiable. I always believe that what happens to one happens to all of us, and so what is happening to Boko cannot be seen as Boko's problem. It must be seen as all of us our problems, and so therefore the approach must be communal instead of looking at it from an exclusive.
We'll get into Boko.
Right. So just to give you a synthesis of what the General Secretary was saying, and largely his view, which is the party's positioning, is to say that we need to approach Boko from a global perspective, a whole country perspective. So political parties must be brought to the table to discuss the matter. And I think that that's a very sound recommendation. I hope the government takes it and get the political parties involved in dealing with the matter sustainably and address it once and for all, and ensure that there's absolute peace and sustainable peace in Boko. The other matter, which is the Galamsey issue, is a terrible matter. The government of the John Dramani Mahama administration has failed abysmally. They have failed. In fact, they have worsened Galamsey conditions, or the impact of Galamsey in our country. So that matter came up. And ultimately, the issue to do with Akwatia. The party is...
Before you even talk about Akwatia, interestingly, on the day the party was organizing its presser, that same day, Mr. Kwabena Agyapong launched his campaign. And I'm sure, sorry for taking the wind out of your sails, but one of the things that you said at that presser was an admonition to potential contestants to end campaign and focus on Akwatia. Will the Kwabena Agyapong presser constitute, a case of campaigning, and would he have fallen foul of any policy, principle, rule, anything of the sort?
No, what I recall is that that day, what he did was to indicate his intention formally to contest. And so it wasn't so much of a campaign necessarily. And just to lump it together, what the General Secretary was saying was not so much an order. It was an appeal to the membership and responsibility of these towering individuals in our party who are seeking to become its flag bearer, to be minded that in the interim before the party is that contest in Akwatia, and so therefore they must be minded to contribute to winning that seat. and not be seen as pursuing their sectional interest, which is their presidential flag bearership ambition, ahead of that, so that once we clear the primary the by-election, then they can go ahead and focus on their campaign for the election on 31st January 2026. So it was an appeal which I think that resonates with them and with every member of the party, because nothing could be more important now than winning that election in Akwatia. So therefore was an appeal that I believe will not be quibbled about. People would comply, and all of us will go to Akwatia and ensure that we deliver that seat as it ought to be for the New Patriotic Party. So I think that is an appeal, and I don't think that Kwabena Agyapong's launching of his campaign
in itself
on the day constitute any.
Well, what went into the decision to endorse Kwame Asumedu? I hope I got the pronunciation. Yes.
Yeah.
What went into the decision to endorse him as your candidate for the Akwatia elections, and not
primary
going through the primary route?
Yeah. Well, I mean, issues that people have raised with that, but I think that it was a matter of consensus. You know, recently when this happened, I think in Kumau,
yes.
in Asin-North, in both cases we did primary elections. So it's not as if we're not capable of doing it or we don't want to do it. But on this occasion, what happened was a committee was put together, and that committee, in deliberating with the potential aspirants in Akwatia, resolved that they select one of them, who happens to be Kwame Asumedu, having assessed themselves and seen that he has a certain advantage that would lend itself to the party's victory, agreed that he be the preferred person. And so in the nature of things, that consensus is a keen and it's a normal undertaking in democratic culture. So I think that as democratic as we would have it, the rivals agree that he be the one. And there hasn't been any contradiction to that effect, that anybody came back to say that no, they disagree, they wanted this or they wanted that. So I think that it's as democratic as you can have it.
Okay. So it was a unanimous decision.
It was
none of the
consensus
potential aspirants
amongst all the individuals.
Consensus.
And in fact, amongst members of the constituency who thought that they wanted to win the seat, and they felt that this gentleman has what it takes to win a seat.
Oh, so you had to do your own background research?
Oh yes, of course. The committee did quite extensive work. So it wasn't just a unilateral decision, but they did some good work. And I think we should commend them and commend the other potential individuals who wanted, but yet seeing that this gentleman presents the best opportunity for the party to win the seats, have agreed that that's the way to go. And I think that's the beauty of democracy.
And it appears to me, and it's finally, and we'll have to brief on this, that Akwatia is such a big deal, perhaps a bigger deal than Ablekuma North.
Well, of course, just on the scale and scope of the elections, you realize Ablekuma North was about 19 polling stations, and so this is a full-fledged by-election. Ablekuma North was not a by-election; it was a rerun, and that's why it shocks me the kind of militarization and vandalism and thuggery that the NDC planned for just an election in a 19 polling station. And so you're wondering what their preparation is for Akwatia. I can assure Ghanaians and largely people of Akwatia that we, the New Patriotic Party, we're coming there to contest vigorously on the basis of ideas and nothing in the nature of what I know the NDC is plotting. I'm hearing their narrative across board. My good brother Mustafa Gbande, who led their effort in Ablekuma North in the saddle for Akwatia, I just want to assure him that we are going to come with peace, and they must understand that it is not a battle of guns and sticks, but we're coming there to appeal to the people for their good conscience, to say that we want to develop this country, and on the basis of two contrasting ideas. What they hold to be the way forward for Ghana is different from what we hold, and we believe that we have a superior proposition for the people of Akwatia. And given what they have done so far, it is manifest that really the NDC is leading us nowhere. They are more about talk, no action, and we are going to put before the people of Akwatia our proposals. And I think that if all of us go into that election with the understanding that's about ideas and not about might and force, I think that will all come out in peace. We have history, just before I conclude, we have history of NDC brutality in Etiwa, NDC brutality in Talensi, NDC brutality there's one other.
You mean Chereponi?
Chereponi, exactly. Chereponi, very.
As well.
Yes, of course. Well, of course, we're going back to Chereponi. Terrible happenings over there. Very, very bad record of the NDC. But we hope that they don't have the same plot, because if they do, they will be badly exposed. I'm not promising that we're coming with violence. As I said, we're coming with peace. And so Ghanaians will see the contrast, as they saw in Ablekuma. You saw it. It was a case of the elephants and chickens, right? We were the elephants coming in with peace, and we represented the chicks, and they were like the hawks that came there to beat people, manhandle people. To date, we don't know what has happened to the brutalities that's happened to your colleagues over there. People who were completely shaking out of their bodies simply because they went there to report for Ghanaians to see what is happening. Individuals who have gone there to be part of the election were beaten, former minister beaten to pulp. In fact, a woman trampled upon and beaten in a manner, but still to date, we have not heard a word from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So we now understand that the Ghanaians are awake and they are watching, and they will see a contrast between us and them in Akwatia, where we come in peace, and we know they are mobilizing their thugs again to come. But Ghana will see the difference, and I believe that when all is said and done, the New Patriotic Party will retain Akwatia because we have a date with the people of Akwatia to ensure that we improve their lot, and that's the proposition we are going to make. And the NDC, we know, has nothing to offer, and therefore would use all manner of tactics to try and annex that seat. And I'm surprised, of course, maybe you can ask my brother, how is it that they said their candidate who contested in 2024 is no good to contest when they are all over in court saying that he'd won the election. And so you would think that they would have gotten a candidate ahead of us, but somehow they are trying to be holier than the Pope, saying that they want to go to primaries. That's rich coming from the NDC. So I think that on Akwatia, the New Patriotic Party has indicated by our General Secretary, we are ready and we will contest that election.
All right. Let me also say that we've been joined by another indefatigable and hardworking man who, from time to time when he has time, joins us on the show. I'm talking about my very good friend, Mohammed Abdulaziz is a former member of parliament for the Miang constituency, and also he's the deputy boss at GEFEC. And he is here he's joined the show, and he would be telling us a bit more about, I'm sure he has a number of responses to make, but just in case you know, GEFEC is Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications, GEFEC. Now, my understanding is that you're not going to be, you want to be now named, you now want to be called DIGIF Fund.
Digital Economy and Innovation Development Fund.
Oh, okay.
Let me say good morning to you. Let me say good morning to my friend here, Richard, and good morning to your esteemed viewers. So, like you said, we are amending the law. Currently, in fact, we don't even have a governing act. We are operating under an omnibus law, the Electronic Communications Act 775.
Okay.
But it is the thinking of President Mahama and our Sector Minister, Honorable Samnati George, that we have an standalone independent act purposely for regulating the activities of GIFEC. And it was a manifesto pledge of President Mahama and the NDC that we expand the mandate of GIFEC to go beyond just the extension of infrastructure to underprive or to deprive our communities in terms of voice and data.
Okay.
We think that we must also be developing skills, and we should be able to equip the young ones with digital skills that will guarantee them some job in the emerging digital markets. And so that's what we are doing. And that's where the 1 million coders come in. And so as part of the research agenda of President Mahama, and as part of the agenda of President Mahama and the NDC to create jobs within the ICT sector, we are expanding the mandate of GIFEC, and we are working on the law. I'm very sure that very soon our sector minister will drive the process through Parliament, and we'll see what happens. So there are good things happening under His Excellency President Mahama and the NDC. We are not just talking, but we are walking the talk. We are delivering on the very reasons for which we were elected to govern this country, because we are very much aware that 3.5 years will soon be here, and we will be going back to the Ghanaian public to account for our stewardship. And so we're leaving no stone unturned in delivering the very things that we promised to the very people who elected us. Our opponents in the MPP, well, I've listened to quite a number of them. I listened to a member of parliament from the MPP side who was also a deputy minister for trade and industry. When he was asked to score President Mahama, he had some difficulty and ended up saying that he would score President Mahama 50%. I say, wow, for such an entrenched opposition member to say 50%, it means that a very independent-minded person will do around 80 to 90. Some of them say it's too early to score President Mahama. They are uncomfortable saying President Mahama is delivering. But of course, some of them have been very candid. You know, in cautioning their own party, they say, that the speed at which President Mahama is working, if we don't take time, our party would be extinct in no time. So we are very certain that the Ghanaian electorate is rational, and they know where we are just coming from. The Ghanaian public knows where we are just coming from, where all the macroeconomic indicators had been thrown off gear. The arrogance of power was the order of the day. They were insensitive. Cost of living was rising. There was some level of insecurity. Galamsey was at its peak. They wouldn't listen to anybody. I remember even at a point, President Akwatia, then President Akwatia in Kumasi, saying that he doesn't care if you want to vote for the NDC and stuff like that. And look, maybe, I don't know what would be the outcome of the presidential primary, but I suspect that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would likely win, even though with a very slim margin, looking at how he had to struggle to get 60% when he had all the government machinery behind him, all MPs, almost all MPs, MMDCs, national security, ministers and deputy ministers, and he could manage just about 60%. Today, he hasn't got that support again. So maybe he would win, but with a very slim margin. And this is a candidate, a product that the Ghanaian public knows very well. A man who lacks credibility, a man who became the vice president and the head of the economic management team on the account of his strength in economics. And when he became the vice president and the head of the economic management team, he switched to ICT and digitalization. This is a man who moved our dollar from just around 4 Ghana cedis to around 17 Ghana cedis. A liter of fuel that was sold for 3.6 Ghana cedis under President Mahama in 2016, he moved to almost 25 Ghana cedis in 2022. This is a man that the Ghanaian people have rejected. They know him very well. And so we are waiting on them. When we get to the bridge, we will cross it. So we are very certain about the future of the NDC and Ghana. We think that if there is any party that would break the 8 as they were all over crying, that party would be the NDC. Because we have given, so far, we have given a good account of ourselves. 7 months into the government of President Mahama, you cannot mention a single corruption scandal that has hit this regime. You cannot mention just one. I'm sure you remember by the second, third month of the NPP, we're dealing with the issues of Movimpina, where they had to even sell a so-called contaminated fuel to unregistered company. And even up to now, those monies have not been paid for. And so we are very fine. We know where we are going. We are delivering. And we are very certain that we would have a smooth sail come 2028. Of course, they would contest. I mean, they are the largest opposition party. We just want them to do some responsible opposition. They shouldn't turn the parliament and the political scene into a theater room. They shouldn't do that. We want a responsible opposition, and we'll carry them along. We'll carry every Ghanaian, including both NDC and NPP, and in fact, even minority parties. We'll carry everybody along, and that's why we are doing the accountability series. It's just a way of carrying the Ghanaian people along our governance style. Yes.
Now, speaking of Akwatia, you know, before your party announced that announced for people to file nominations and so on.
Yes.
I had some people who were of the view that in view of the circumstances that led to the exit of the MP, perhaps the NDC should think about not even contesting the Akwatia elections. Until we saw the communique by the General Secretary that said that, look, if you're interested, come and file for nominations and then go and contest. You know, so what's the preparations been like from where you sit and from where you know?
Even before I proceed on the matter of the Akwatia by-election, let me express my sincere condolence to the brave family. NS Kumi was a friend.
Oh, okay.
Myself and him had some good interactions. Even I don't know if we have met in Metro here, but NS Kumi was a gentleman. We were friends, even though we both belong to different political parties. And I think that we, on some 2 or 3 occasions, we placed calls to each other just to check up on each other. So he was a nice person. Oh, okay. And my sincere condolence to the wife, the children, and the entire family of our lost brother. But to the issue of who would have contemplated that then this should not contest the Akwatia by-election? On what basis? It's a by-election. It is a by-election. In fact, most of the by-elections that we have had in this country has to do with the MPs passing away. Yeah. And so for anybody to have thought that because NS Kumi passed away and because he was an NPP MP, the NDC should not contest, I think that is far-fetched. It lacks merit. It lacks a common sense. We would contest, and we've put in motion the processes to elect our candidate to contest the Akwatia by-elections. And we are very hopeful that we would win that seat. Currently, we have 100 NDC, not in an independent party, independent candidate or MP aligning with us. Just members of parliament on the ticket of the NDC alone. We have 184. That is exactly 2/3 of 276. This is unprecedented in the history of Ghana, not just in the Fourth Republic. We have never had a party secure 2/3 majority in parliament, especially in the Fourth Republic. We would want to stamp our confidence, our authority, our majority by winning Akwatia again to make it more than 2/3. In fact, the last elections, you know, we're contesting the Akwatia seat with NS Kumi because as a party, we believe that there were some voting irregularities in 12 polling stations. They were overvoting in 12 polling stations. And so we were contesting those 12 polling stations and we're seeking for a rerun of those 12 polling stations. And we're more than convinced that if there was a rerun on fair grounds, the NDC would have emerged victorious in the Akwatia elections. And so we have 3 people who have shown interest. The former MP, the MP who ran between 2020 and 2024. I think also the constituency secretary and another gentleman. We have 3 people who have expressed interest to run for the primary. There will be a level playing field for all the 3. Whoever would emerge victorious, the party will support him and support him well to annex the seat for the NDC. It is not a safe seat again for the NPP. Right. We won the seat under, I think, somewhere in 2012 with Baba Jamal. And we again won the seat in 2020. And so we are more than ready to annex that seat. You see, the NPP, they are not learning. You have some 3 or 4 people who have expressed interest to run for your parliamentary primary in Akwatia. At a time that you are so disorganized, at the time that everybody knows that the NPP is so disorganized and you lack leadership. At the last by-election in Ablekuma North, your general secretary, who I think is also the acting chairman, I don't know because the chairman we are told is indisposed. Right. The secretary, the general secretary of your party, held a press conference and said that you were not going to run, contest the Ablekuma North rerun. Only for the parliamentary candidate to say she was running. Right? Then the next day, we found even your presidential aspirants donating funds and supporting and going there to campaign. In fact, national executives were there campaigning. Your party is so disorganized. You lack leadership. In fact, even somewhere last 2 months when you started your thank you tour, you couldn't even end your thank you tour. It turned into almost a bloody fight. I mean, a verbal attacks on each other. You couldn't even end your thank you tour. Your party, your vehicle is so disorganized. And instead of trying to repair your vehicle and putting the vehicle in good shape, before you look for a responsible driver, you are looking for a driver even before you repair the vehicle. You are looking for a presidential candidate to come and lead such a disorganized party. And so, look, why? You have 3 or 4 people who have expressed interest. And all of a sudden, you say they should all shelve their ambitions. You are fielding the constituency treasurer. Those people who have expressed interest to run in their primary, they have ambitions to become members of parliament. Are you sure they are going to support the treasurer that you are imposing on them? A party that claims to be a democratic. Just one constituency. How long would it take you to run a parliamentary primary? And you say no.
How do you know it was an imposition?
But we all saw the press release that says that they are fielding their constituency treasurer. And we all saw pictures of people who came.
Richard Anyakwa just told me earlier.
Yes.
That the other aspirants were fine, very okay with Kwame Asumedu.
If they were very fine with him, listen. What do you expect him to say? What else do you expect him to say? If indeed they were very fine with him, they would not have expressed interest in running. In fact, he says that they came to some consensus. Yes. Have we seen a statement where these 2 or 3 other people have withdrawn their interest and pledging support for the imposed candidate? No. So if I were them, this is a seat that you claim you won. You have a wobbling vehicle. If I were them, go and run the primary. If you think the man is popular, if you think the treasurer can win the seat for you, then you will win the primaries. If you are not sure that the man can sail through primaries, what makes you believe that he can win the main elections? And so we are waiting for you. We want to increase our number from 184 to 185. That is doable. We think that even in the first elections, we won the seat. But be rest assured that the NDC has no intention to visit mayhem on anybody in Akwatia. We are going in peace and we win in peace. Why? You've made references to Etiwa, Talensi, Cherpuni, Ablekuma North, Akwatia. Some of these ones, the former president Akufo-Addo even claimed responsibility. In Etiwa, for instance, he claimed responsibility for the violence in Etiwa and said they even showed the NDC small pepper. And so when you are giving an account of some violence that we have had in the past, you must be bold enough. And Talensi and Cherpuni, we know those who were behind the violence in those constituencies. And like I said, in Etua, your former president claimed responsibility. And I was surprised you didn't even mention Ayawaso West Wagon.
Yes.
The worst violence that we have seen in any parliamentary election was when party boys were armed with state weapons, state vehicles, state machinery, were at the disposal of party thugs to attack innocent lives. In fact, a sitting member of parliament, who is today a minister, was slapped in his face. A sitting member of parliament was slapped in his face. And when the committee or the commission that went into the matter recommended that, I've forgotten the gentleman's name, the committee recommended that that boy should be arrested and prosecuted. You never did that until you left office. In fact, President Akufo-Addo, in issuing his white paper, justified the assault on Sam George. A sitting president justified the assault of a sitting member of parliament and said Honorable Sam George provoked that gentleman. I've forgotten his name. And so when we talk about violence, that is the pseudonym for the MPP. We would, why? Just at the last 2 weeks, Abdul Kumanov, a former minister and a former MP went there with pepper spray. You leave your house, an adult, a supposed decent-minded person. Double, the gentleman's name is Double. Now I remember. Double.
Yes.
You have as a former MP, a former minister, somebody who was a minister until somewhere.
You were talking about Justice Emil Short.
Yes.
Commission. Yes.
The commission.
Emil Short Commission. Yes.
The lady left the house with pepper spray. What was her intention, her motive? And we saw her spraying pepper on people.
She said she was defending herself.
So, did she command the pepper spray all of a sudden? She left her house with pepper spray. What was her intention? And this was the same woman who is on record to have shot at innocent people. In fact, people lost lives in her constituency. I'm surprised to hear, I even heard a woman, Awa Kumsin, saying, we have a female vice president, she hasn't called her, President Mahama hasn't called her. Called you for what? What would they call you for? Your actions have led others to their graves.
Okay.
Whoever called them? What made her so special that she thought that President Mahama or the VIP should have called her?
Okay.
Who called who?
I don't want our business partners to call us because it's time for us to promote their products.
But what I'm simply saying is that nobody will call her.
Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Just a minute.
Yes, please go ahead.
Let's promote the businesses of our partners. Please stay with us.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, some more.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Freddy Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Freddy once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me did sasso spray. Mr. Freddy sasso quell.
Yeah, go to my sasso. Tontom Preko.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. Currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Panfukro in the Gomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Akwatia, which is a 15-minute drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
A home is more than just walls and a roof. It's the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Nestled beneath the tranquil Ebri Mountains, this gated community offers the perfect blend of modern living and natural beauty. Our 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes are designed for family living with spacious interiors, elegant finishes, and all the comforts that make life better. From cozy living rooms for bonding to modern kitchens for culinary creativity and private gardens for peaceful reflection, every space is thoughtfully crafted. At Rehoboth Havens, your children play safely, your family grows joyfully, and your memories are built on a foundation of care and community. Starting from 675,000 Ghana cedis with flexible installment plans, your dream home is within reach because everyone deserves a place to truly call home. Rehoboth Havens, where futures are built and dreams come to life. Call us on 0553 751933 or 0206 823524 to secure your future today. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream becomes reality.
Hey, pay right, borehole drilling.
Hey! Eja pay reject for Abama and show some ye dewa. Pay reject a darumanti, if ye be a monyan shoe, enti sawyang crankre, a jumaku, in swan sorry, namope and should did you may be a dear. Make out for pay reject the amount, any pay reject, wama quadari our boho drilling, water purification, any bibiada a fat in show. Netie, pay reject in Kwane boho drilling company, what two so mawa, was sound super a brano, eba besha sending sonity, and sayo, woman sounds so the Shishasun Kokra, a gupunoswa, ye de babe bow a mosika sem piano alcoye. Hey, won't pay way now per day. With them, call them now. Flying, I was 0240 217253 0240 217253. Pay right GH, since so young Quadia, any ye maungwa.
We brought you the first 2 conferences, which were awesome. Great leadership ideas shared. On popular request, the 3rd in the series of Women in Strategic Leadership Conference, put together by ASWAM and Tarragon, comes off on September 24 to 27 at the Plash Camp Chache Resort, Adan. Come, engage with astute women with great leadership ideas and skills on the conference theme, Women at the Helm, Driving Strategic Change. On the bill for this special conference are outstanding women such as Genevieve Pearl Duncan Obobi, banker, trainer, SME consultant, speaker and author. Miss AC Mills Robertson, Director of Inclusive Banking at Fidelity Bank Ghana, and Mrs. Augustina Atkinson Dadebo, Counseling Psychologist and Assistant Registrar, UPSA. Do call 059-205-2286 or 024-403-5731. Come and let's advance women in leadership while creating a supportive community as well as empower women in leadership.
You're live in Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here with Mr. Richard Ahiagba, who is the Director of Communications of the MPP, and also Mr. Mohammed Abdulaziz. In fact, I'll call him Honorable Mohammed Abdulaziz because one's an MP, or one's an honorable, always an honorable. And also, okay, that's fine. He's giving me the permission to just say Mohammed Abdulaziz, just to make my work easier. He's a former member of parliament for the Miang constituency, and also he's the deputy administrator for GIFEC. And we have started with some what I call preliminary commentary on the MPP's primaries, upcoming primaries, which was called the Congress, and also Akwatia, which is around the corner. Yes, there was something you were saying about just try and wrap up on this. That
I'll just assure him.
Maybe Sawa Kumsin's call on the vice president.
Yes. I'll just assure my brother that, look, the NDC is not known for violence.
Okay.
And that we will have nothing to do with violence in Akwatia. Our main aim of going there is to win the seat and nothing beyond that.
Okay.
And I have given you enough, a plethora of instances to demonstrate that if there's any political party in this country that has some tendency to be violent, and have demonstrated same, that would be the MPP. The last one being an immediate past MP and minister leaving her house with a pepper spray to visit some police stations.
Okay.
And, 2020 elections.
Right.
8 people lost their lives. President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia never commented about it until they left office.
Okay.
The bloodiest election that we've had in this country, their re-election, was characterized by the shooting of 8 people who lost their lives. And so, my brother, if you want to talk about a political party that has a tendency to be violent and has demonstrated same, that would obviously be the MPP.
Okay.
But be assured that 2nd September by 10 p.m., the number of parliamentary seats for the NDC would have moved from 184 to 185. And I'm sure if you were to add the independent members of parliament who have chosen to do business with us, we will be doing around 190 thereabout. And that is unprecedented. It tells you the level of confidence that the people of this country have in President Mahama and the NDC. And we will not take that trust for granted. The level of engagements, the warnings, the orientations, every day and day out, you are reminded of where you are and how you need to conduct yourselves. President Mahama has told us that he will not shield any appointee who finds himself or herself at the wrong side of the law. We are constantly reminded that he's coming to serve. He's not a legacy president. He's not coming to run for presidency again. He has seen it all. And so he wants to leave a lasting legacy in Ghana. And we all would have to support him to achieve that mandate.
Okay, all right. So Richard Engba has asked me to tell you that he's pleading the fifth on rebuttal, so he doesn't intend to rebut. So we move on. He's pleading the fifth. He says he won't rebut.
I'm not here.
And so
no, you see, I don't expect him. I don't expect him to respond because he had the first bite.
No, I agree.
But I didn't say the things you were saying was not what I said.
And I got mine.
I think
and so if he comes,
because once he comes, you'll also come.
Would that mean that you invite me again? But for me, I'm ready for whichever way you want us to go.
We're supposed to have a conversation.
Yes, exactly.
When he comes, it's okay.
Except that we have other things that I know you.
Well, the other things we can wait. When he has to come back. You see that? No,
I'm sure you talked about Boku. Boku is such a sensitive issue that we'll have to speak to. That matter shouldn't wait.
We can just do this, just 2 minutes.
That matter shouldn't wait.
It's just 2 minutes.
So he should allow. I was quiet. He said all the things he wanted to say. But you see, my brother is missing the point. This government, in the number of years, months that they've been in power, it feels almost like years, okay? And he's talking about, oh, there's no scandal. I'm just wondering that maybe he tuned off for some time, and then now he's just tuning back in. Look, what is most scandalous than a president aiming to subjugate an entire arm of government so he can use it to achieve a certain political end? For the first time in our history, at least this Fourth Republic, the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is on track to remove a Chief Justice whose crime you can't remember. You can't,
Why
you
President
can't
Mahama?
begin to relate to.
Why President Mahama?
Because, Master, the conversations that are ongoing, you see the processes that are unfolding. There isn't any cause for what is happening to remove the Chief Justice. I can't see it. There's no probable cause to say that Chief Justice has done something egregious, so for which reason she must be received. The process itself tells you that. And I'm shocked that the media is acquiescing to this. The media is quiet. The media is silent. The media is not speaking. Somehow in our country now, the media is impotent.
That's not true.
Well, because if in this country, a Chief Justice is being removed, because you and I, yesterday, when my good friend Carlos was hit in the neck twice, and perhaps other things happened to him. His space was abused, was collected, unilaterally taken to national security and abused, okay? The only redress he can see is to go to court. The court is our refuge in a democracy. A government aims to subjugate that. And where we are now, you see what is happening in the courts. Anything that goes is reversed. Anything that goes is just scrapped. The matter in our courts now, you can almost predict going to court now that this is going to be the outcome. But this is a party in opposition that were pointing fingers to say that somebody was leading a judiciary that was giving rulings in one direction. So now, what President Mahama wants to achieve is to have his own Chief Justice, okay, so they can advance a certain agenda. He says that he's not aware of any scandal. Huh? Corruption scandal, yes, whatever we want to call it. Moro, are you not aware of that scandalous nolli prosequi that the Attorney General is filed? In the case of Honorable Collins Dauda, in the Sagremi matter, a case where 200 million of our money has been squandered to procure a certain number of housing units that we don't have it, but that money we can't find it, and people are standing trial for that, and you say, no, we are not interested.
Richard, let me ask you this.
No, well, let me say, you didn't ask him any question.
No,
hold on, I'm coming.
Because of what you said.
No, there's no
question. It will help you.
These are matters. It's okay. You help me after. Moro, are you trying to tell me that there is no probable cause in that matter, that Saglami matter, such that the Attorney General says he's not interested? Very shocking. Very, very, very shocking.
Okay.
The sitting governor of Bank of Ghana, okay, complete We are not interested. But these were cases that were being looked at. The finance minister, we are not interested. Let him go. So you see a connection from what is happening to the judiciary, okay, and the outcomes that are being procured by the NDC government under His Excellency John Domadi Mahama. My brother says he has not seen any scandal. Senior, you have not seen any scandal. But then recently, your national organizer, and then I think first vice or second vice, third vice or so of your party, the twin brother of Abanga, I don't remember his name. Is it Yakubu Abanga? I think we have Yakubu Abanga.
Yes, it's Abanga.
Yes, Abanga. I don't know.
Yes.
Right. We have the other twin, and they have the other. I think it's their third vice or so. Engaged in galamsey. Okay, in galamsey. Now, what is corruption? It's an abuse. Okay, well, it's an abuse of your leverage for personal end. They are abusing their offices to enrich themselves. And you say you haven't heard any corruption. Massa, this whole thing, where is the report? The ECG container matter. Where is the report? There's a report. Where is the report? Why has the government gone certainly silent on that matter? Okay, there are NDC operatives involved in that matter. Lead in that matter.
Okay.
So don't tell us that you have not heard about corruption. Okay. In fact, everything that has happened so far, even in relation to the narrative that is being fed to Ghanaians, is scandalous. Okay? For you to say to us that you promise to do 24-hour economy, Massa, which 24-hour economy you propagated as a quick fix to the problems that we're having in our country. You came 7 months on, 8 months in, you have not budgeted a peso for the thing. What is more scandalous than that? What is more corrupt than that? So they, again, going by the definition of corruption, they leverage their opposition influence to deceive Ghanaians. That's an abuse. It's an abuse. You understand? So when we're talking about corruption, please don't tell us about this whole matter that you have not heard anything. In fact, about the what is called the Declaration of Asset Matters, right? What happened? President Mahama was clear in his view that if you haven't filed that document by a certain date, the consequences was clear. When people abused that, what happened? He gave them a pat on the back. You understand? What is more scandalous than that? You understand? So we are engaged with a government that says one thing in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening looks entirely different. Okay? It's entirely a scam situation that we're engaged in. So please don't tell us that. But for me, what advice I can give my brother is that they should tread cautiously. Because what is happening is that quickly they have dissipated any of the goodwills they had in their account. Their goodwill account is now zero, and they now are a government whose lies are exposed at this moment. Okay. So for me, it is not a question of me trading back and forth with him in terms of who is corrupt or who is not corrupt. Ghanaians are seeing the full length of the NDC. But on the by-elections and the violence and the history of violence in our country, I don't know who my brother is trying to mislead, perhaps himself. Okay, so he can forget about the very atrocious history of the NDC. History which they claim. History which flies in your face anytime the NDC is in government. We're going to talk about one today. That the minute the NDC gets into power, there's a certain siege mentality in our country. So much that the military is animated, impunity is replete in our country. People are put in a state of fear.
Okay.
Just because the NDC is in government. And you are telling us about violence. Violence, who taught violence in this country? Who ruled this country for years, for a decade and more, with violence?
Right.
Who?
The midwives of the Fourth Republic.
No problem. You see, that history, maybe we should do a program on that, on the Fourth Republic. The Fourth Republic.
Well, the midwives.
The proponents, the people who bore the brunt of it, the people whose backs the Fourth Republic rode.
Okay.
The NDC, the PNDC then, only was a forced participant in that venture. They were not willing.
You've gone off track.
No, but he brought that. I told him to quiet, but he brought that, right? They were not willing participants in the birth of this Fourth Republic. They were not willing participants.
That's fine.
So Moro, the question is that violence, insofar as it applies in our country and obtains in our politics and our democracy, the NDC are the ones who brought that about.
Okay.
The issue is talking about Cherponi, Talensi, and Etiwa and the rest of it. The people who orchestrated that, whose result we are seeing we saw actually in Ablikuma North, and they are preparing to tell us that it will happen in Etiwa. They are the ones who brought that about.
Okay,
if there is anything, Moro, I don't know why you are anxious for us to, because when he was talking, you allowed him, you went to break and came and allowed him. But you started with me because he was not here. And that one is not my fault. Because I was here, you start with me.
I beg you, let's end it.
Next time, just say we should wait. Otherwise, I would have waited. But the point I want to make is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in case my brother tuned off at the time, claimed that they are revolutionaries, that they were born, bred, and grown in a revolutionary way. Right. So when we are talking violence in this country, if anything will be seen from the NPP part, it's a response.
Okay.
It's a response that enough of your abuse, that we too, we are men. We too, we have men who can respond. That is what you will see from the NPP. But we are not the originators.
All right.
We are not the instigators.
Okay.
We react. And we'll be forced to react if they continue, because we too, we have men. But the idea is that we believe in democracy. We want ideas to win.
All right.
We want to fight on the basis of ideas. But they are the ones always, all the time, instigating violence. And but just before he comes, he's going to come in, obviously. But you see, 2024, you saw what happened? When all of us in this country agreed and said that for some reason, the NDC were the champions of that, said that the military should not be involved in our election. Whilst everybody was in good faith agreeing at that table that we would excuse the military and have the police chair the Elections Security Committee, the NDC were mobilizing, strengthening their vigilante groups, whilst we were busy dismantling, de-escalating. They were building and arming their vigilante. So that on the day of election, there was no force. There was no force. There was no opposing force to them, either from state or from any political party. They had mass up. So they can tell you 2,000 cameramen, 2,000 this, 2,000 sharpshooters, and all of that. Go here. But the point is that violence, as we know it in our politics, was brought about by the NDC, which party my brother Aziz belongs.
Moro,
please come in.
You see.
So you see what you are doing.
You see. I'm sure we should have.
You are the enabler, Moro. You are the enabler.
We should have a full.
You are the enabler.
We should have a full program
on violence, on
to look at the political history of this country.
Right.
Now, I don't know when my brother became politically conscious in this country, but I am proud, and as a party, we don't run away from that our roots is from the PNDC. if we want to talk about coup d'etat, military takeovers, we know the political tradition that initiated that in this country. We know those who overthrew Nkrumah in this country. Why? We are happy. Hey. We are happy. We are happy that we birthed this Fourth Republic, the most enduring republic that we have had in our history. We birthed it. In fact, the foundation of our current democracy is the 1992 Constitution that you boycotted. You are aware. And so we are in fact, we are proud that we birthed this Constitution and we birthed this democracy. We will do everything humanly possible to protect it. If you have forgotten, somewhere in 2000, in the run up to the 2000 elections, the NPP, you went to the extent of importing dead bodies into this country. I don't know if you know that. Dead bodies were imported. How you got them, we don't know. Dead bodies were imported into this country. Those days, you wake up every day, they find a woman dead somewhere in Newtown, in Ashaiman, and nobody ever identified them. It was later we got to know that these were imported dead bodies. You have gone to that extent. In fact, just after the 2008 elections, when we went to time, we had a leading member of the NPP was orchestrating with the judiciary at that time, the Chief Justice at that time, to overturn the will of the people. The voice recordings are there. That is your tradition's track record. Now I am happy that when I challenge my brother and friend to any corruption scandal that this government, led by President Mahama, has recorded in our 7 months in office, he could only give the example of the Chief Justice as an example of corruption scandal. Galamsey, 24-hour economy, not being able to have not fulfilled the 24-hour economy. And so to him, those are examples of corruption scandals. I'm so happy that our fierce critic is unable to point at a single corruption scandal against us. If 24-hour economy is what you use as an example of corruption scandal, then you guys have a long way to go. And when you talk about abuse of pressmen in this country,
nobody talks about it.
We
haven't talked about that yet.
You have so
press, no. You said the press is quiet.
You said they are impotent. They have suddenly become impotent. Yeah, but I'm surprised that today, you've forgotten
that one.
You said the media has become easier.
Because I'm referring to the Chief Justice matter which they are silent on.
In any case, I don't want us to deviate into the issue of the Chief Justice.
But that deviation is a matter.
There's always a first time for everything. In fact, for the first time in our republic, our Fourth Republic, a sitting president sacked an EC chair, a constitutionally insulated officer. There's nothing. Look, if you ask me, I would place the office of the EC chair far above that of the Chief Justice. You know why? A deliberate mistake on the part of the EC chair can bend this country. If a judge rules against you, you have the opportunity to go for an appeal.
So,
the role of the EC chair,
it's you.
It was Shatose who declared President Akufo-Addo president-elect in 2016. You came, and through some contrived reasons, you removed her from office. Was she not constitutionally insulated? Was she not? And the worst thing is that the flimsy reasons, procurement issues, the procurement law is very clear and contemplates punishment when people violate the law. Nowhere in the procurement law is it stated that when someone breaches the law, you sack her, you remove her. That was what Akufo-Addo did. In fact, even at a time, the so-called petitioners, people who had petitioned Akufo-Addo to remove Charlotte Osei, one or two of them had even died. And yet, Akufo-Addo still proceeded. In fact, he received an unsigned petition. And so you are not bothered about all these issues that surrounded the removal of Charlotte Osei, that the petition was unsigned. At the time the president referred the matter to the Council of State, some of the petitioners had died. We still don't know the petitioners, and yet you remove there based on the procurement law, and you saw nothing wrong with that. Today, the same Ghanaians who are alive, who have signed their petition to President Mahama, you have problems with that. At the time when we complained about Charlotte Osei, you told us that President Akufo-Addo was only acting as a conveyor belt. If he was only acting as a conveyor belt, what makes the presidency of Akufo-Addo better than that of John Mahama? Are we governing with a different constitution? Is President Mahama also not a conveyor belt? What has he done apart from going by the dictates of the constitution? I challenge you or any MPP person to point to a single breach of procedure in the ongoing hearing of the Chief Justice. You have not been able to do that. You have not been able to do that. Why are you so much interested in protecting her as a Chief Justice? Is it the case that you are very sure that when she is retained as a Chief Justice, she would be able to protect you with all the corruption scandals that we engage in? Is that what we fear for? We have not done anything wrong with the removal. In fact, even as we speak today, if you ask me, if you ask President Mahama, we cannot tell you if she'll be removed. She's only going through a legitimate process. If the process vindicates her, she'll get back to her office. If she's found guilty, she would go. No one is above the law. She herself is on record to have said that the law is the law. You can make whatever noise you want to make. The law is the law. From her own mouth. And so we are saying that, look, she's going through the due process. And when you talk about media, attack on media, you have so
Nobody
forgotten.
has talked about attack on
Latif
media.
of Joy FM.
No.
Multimedia.
Correct. We're going to talk
Latif,
about that. But nobody said that.
Latif was brutalized. His car got injured. Latif of Multimedia. He's still there. In fact, at a point in time under your tenure, Manasseh Azuri, who helped you guys to come into power, had to flee this country. Still, we don't know the murderers of Ahmed Swale. But if for nothing at all, we have heard Sexy Don, the gentleman who is in custody in relation to the murder of Ahmed Swale. We've heard him say those who came to meet him and contracted him to go and kill Ahmed, that was JB Dankwa, your own sitting member of parliament. We've heard that guy mention names, those who came to contract him to go after JB Dankwa. We have soon forgotten about Caleb Kuda of City FM and Zoe Abubedu, that young lady who was chased even to the studios of City FM and manhandled. We have forgotten. And so if we want to look at the attacks on media personnel, we have done well, even in opposition. Your vice chairman recently had to throw away TV3 microphones in broad daylight. Even in opposition, you are not learning. And so if we want to look at attacks on media people, I am happy that with this one, President Mahama and the government has issued a statement. We have condemned it, and we are calling for swift investigations. The Ghana Armed Forces have issued a statement that they are looking into the matter.
You're referring to the McDown event?
Yes. And so it is not just about the event happening. What is the response of government when it happens? What was your response when all these issues happened? How did you respond to it? When the matter happened, within 3-4 hours, the Minister for Government Communications issued a statement on the instructions of the President, condemning it and asking the Defense Minister and the Minister for National Security to look into the matter.
Okay.
Works have begun. That is the difference between the NDC and the MPP.
All right.
We have taken governance to a different level. Ghanaians hold us to higher standards than they do to you.
Okay.
We will not say the media have become impotent. We won't use such a words on them.
Okay.
We think that the media is even holding us more accountable than they
All right, so
do to
let's
you.
move on. Respectfully, no, I don't want us to litigate this.
Richard,
I beg you.
Moro.
Because once you come, he'll come in.
No
I beg
problem.
You. I beg you. Let me moderate the show. I beg you.
I know you are
With all due
moderating.
respect.
No,
With all due
I agree.
respect.
No, hold on.
Because once you come in, he will respond.
But
I can't spend 2.5 hours talking about the same old back and forth.
I'm fine. Just take it easy.
Yes.
You see, when you are moderating the show, and you allow for him to foray into the areas that he went to.
Right.
Because the matters here is raised. We haven't talked about it. That's why I was trying to point.
It was just a comment about the impotence of the media. That's why I made it.
No, but it's in context referencing the judiciary.
Yes, yes.
I was trying to correct him so that we can discuss that later. But
Yes.
you have allowed him to bring that into focus.
I didn't want to stop him because of...
But you should have stopped him because you are now telling me you want to...
I'll tell you why.
I'm coming.
I'll tell you why I did it.
No, just...
You know your commentary. You made mention indirectly what happened to the Joy FM guy.
I didn't. Well, I said a friend of mine. Just hold on.
So that's why.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. You see, the point I am making to you is that the same way you can say, okay, well, let's move on. You want to moderate the show. Tell him same, so that we can have some balance. The point he's making about this, they've said that many times. I just want to correct that. The point is, look, Moro, if anybody tells you, show me what President Mahama has done in the matter of the removal of Chief Justice, what he has done wrong, where he has gone against the law. It's a ruse. It's a complete ruse. They are misleading you.
No problem.
They're having you look down whilst the operation is taken out.
I beg you, let's move on.
No, hold on. I have to get this point because they've asked this question.
Because he won't agree with you.
He doesn't have to agree, but that's a fact. So the point here is this.
It's your opinion, not fact. It's your opinion.
So you see, there is no way.
Let's make progress.
Anybody? No, I'm coming. Don't make it appear as if you need to move on so quickly to anything else that is more important. Because when the Chief Justice of your country or the judiciary is being undermined in a manner we are watching, and when I say the media is impotent, I say it, and maybe tomorrow posterity will judge the media that you were quiet when this thing is happening. Our refuge is being completely emasculated, and you were quiet, and that was happening. One day, all of us will watch it and say, that's where we went wrong. So I want us to get to the point where we are solemnly reflecting and saying that this we cannot allow it to go. The point is this. As when it comes to 146, all of us agree its weakness. You understand? Now, its weakness is being exploited, and then you are asked that where has it gone wrong? Look, the Chief Justice, in making his addresses, pushed to the wall, having to speak about that, is giving us some revelation that tells you that matters that are happening before the committee, a lot of them are extrajudicial. They are not comporting with the law.
That's fine. We've heard you. I've heard you.
Well, but she's gone to court.
Yes.
You understand? Oh, she's gone to court. And which court now is under a stage of siege?
How?
Because my brother, look, where your chief justice, wait, master, look.
Suddenly after she left, the court became compromised.
When you were talking, I was here.
Can you imagine this?
I was here. So, is it why he said he doesn't want honorable so that he can disrupt?
When we kept on warning
the point is
about the judiciary, you were defending everything about them. Today you are complaining.
We're going to spend the whole day talking about this. And that disrupts my program. That's what I'm saying. Look, let's end it at some point. I agree with you. So let's end it at some point.
So just wait.
Let's end it at some point.
No, I'm just ending for you. If he stops interrupting.
No, please do. Just 1 minute. I beg you.
The point I am making is that there are such issues that we don't need to politicize.
That's fine.
And this is one of them. Okay. And the NDC just have eggs on their face. And I think that posterity will judge them on this matter. So the truth is that this government, in six months in, or 7 months in, or 8 months in, has done historical wrongs to this country that any other government, even the Akwatia government in 8 years, when you take Galamsey, the extent to which the NDC is vociferously going into our forests, in our river bodies, dissipating our forests and destroying our rivers is unprecedented. No, please, don't do that. Don't do that. When you allow him to say, you don't tell him, okay, that's
not. Don't do that. Then it's almost 10 o'clock.
But we'll talk about the other matters.
Yes.
Okay. So the point I am making is that this government's record is abysmal.
Okay.
And when you allow for that conversation to happen, allow it. Don't try it when I'm trying to say it.
No, my point, we don't have all day.
The truth is,
I've allowed it. It's almost 2 hours. My idea. Don't do that, Richard.
But I'm just saying that next time, don't be doing this thing like I want to moderate, and when I'm talking, it's like,
so what am I doing here?
As if I'm taking too much time. You have not given. You have given him much more time, even though it was late.
That's not true.
Even though I say give it too much.
That's not true.
So allow for us to make the point. But when somebody
communist, if your taxes where your money.
No. Those who use communist inferior taxes are done. We have nothing to do with communists.
Richard Ayagba. Let's move on to. Yes. Let's move on. I want us to look at this. I want us to look at this. You know,
commend me. I say I'll respond.
Yes.
Let it go.
Thank you very much.
Let it slide. I'll respond. The Ghanaian people have listened to us, and they know your examples of corruption.
You know,
is 24-hour economy.
When the gold board was set up, there was one concern that came up, and one of the concerns that came up was that people will find other means of selling the gold outside of this country in order for them to rake in some more revenue or to make some more money. But it appears that our state, agencies or security agencies are up to task, and I've been impressed. I've seen a story in today's Daily Guide that says NACOC hands over $1.7 million seized gold to gold bought. I want us to briefly look at this, and then we can go to Boku. Now, the story here says that the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, has handed over 17 gold bars valued at $1.7 million to the Ghana Gold Board at the Ministry of the Interior in Accra. The gold bars were seized by officers of the Upper East Command of the Narcotics Control Commission at the Paga border, Paga border post.
Wow.
From 2 Burkinabe nationals. We talked about this.
Loose borders.
Yeah. At the Paga border post from 2 Burkinabe nationals who were attempting to smuggle them out of the country. So in the past, all these things would have gone out and nobody would have accounted for it. Now, the 2 nationals have also been charged with gold offenses relating to transportation and dealing in gold. Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, assured the management of Gold Board of the ministry's continued support and backing for Gold Board's efforts to manage Ghana's gold resources. The Chief Executive Officer of Gold Board, Sami Jimfe, expressed gratitude to the Director General of NACOC for the successful handover and called for continued support and collaboration between various security agencies to enable the Gold Board to succeed. The handing over ceremony was witnessed by the Chief Director of the Ministry, Doreen Annan, Director General of the NACOC, Brigadier General Maxwell Obuba Mante, and other senior officials from NACOC and the Gold Board. Let me pick your thoughts on the moment. What do you make of this? Because you've been very concerned about the porosity of our borders, and
but this is a very refreshing story. That our officers at our borders have managed to apprehend these 2 individuals who were trying to smuggle gold out of this country to the tune of $1.7 million. The Gold Board seemed to be the game changer in our national governance architecture. It is making a lot of impact within the economy of this country. Whether you like it or not, the Gold Board, from where I sit, is at the center of the stabilization of our local currency. And once the local currency is stabilized, you can be sure that all other factors will fall in line. For instance, when the cedi is appreciating against the dollar, you will have our national debt stock, debt to GDP coming down. We will need to mobilize less cedis to be able to pay for our foreign debt. And it also reflects,
especially the dollar-denominated ones.
Exactly, the external debts, because you will need to mobilize taxes in Ghana cedis to be able to purchase some forex to service those debts. And so you see that once the cedi is stabilized, it affects other parts of the ecosystem. We have seen inflation trend downwards, producer price index trending downwards. All of this is largely as a result of the gains that we are making in protecting our good resources. Sami Jemfi, the CEO of Gold Board, with the minister responsible for natural resources, they are doing a very good job, and we can only commend them and commend Honorable Atuforsin, the finance minister. I have always said that, looking at the gains that we have made, President Mahama, who thought of the gold board, would deserve a special state honor for thinking out of the box to institute the Ghana Gold Board. That is running on the same lines just as we have the cocoa board running. Sometimes you ask yourself why we haven't done this all along. And well, it takes somebody with vision, somebody with experience, like President Mahama, to come up with such a noble idea. I've heard our colleagues in the MPP try to attribute the city stabilization to what they call gold for oil. The Honorable Minister Atu Forson has told us clearly that he has perused all the documents at the ministry and the Bank of Ghana. There was no one instance where we exchanged our gold for oil. What happened in the past, even though they said gold for oil, they still sold the oil, get foreign currency, and then go ahead to buy the oil. In fact, records show at the Bank of Ghana that transactions within that space resulted in a loss of about 1.8 billion US dollars loss that our country recorded in the so-called gold for oil. That was being operated in some level of opacity. You didn't know those who were buying the oil from the gold from Ghana. You didn't know at what rate they were selling them. All that we heard from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was gold for oil. The details we never had. That is not how to run a transparent governance. It was wrong and it's still wrong. What we do is to make sure that nobody, no individual would be able to export gold on his own. Whatever gold you mobilize within our economy, you must sell that to the Ghana Gold Board. And then the Ghana Gold Board will now be able to export the gold, ensure that all the foreign currency accruing, resulting from the sale of the gold, would be brought back to this country. Because when people export the gold on their own and they go and sell them in foreign currency, they don't bring almost all the money back to Ghana. Maybe just a small percentage would come back to Ghana, and they'll use the remaining forex to probably acquire properties in other jurisdictions. And so it is a responsible way of ensuring that we benefit from our gold reserves. Data will show in the past that we earn far less than what the international institutions recorded. So for instance, when Bank of Ghana is recording 3-4 billion Ghana cedis as earnings from gold, you have Dubai and other jurisdictions quoting around 7-8 billion Ghana cedis, dollars. And so clearly, a lot of our gold were being smuggled out of this country that didn't inure to the benefit of this country. And so I think that, look, but what I want to agree, I've heard some critics say that we must look even beyond the gold board. We would need to re-engineer the economy well. We will need to do a lot of import substitution, expand our export base. That is more long-lasting. But short-term to medium-term, gold board is doing the trick. Look, the gold will continue to be with us. It's not as if it is a product that will run out of in the next 5-10 years. That is not the case. Of course, the volatilities in the pricing of the gold in the international market would serve as a threat. And I'm sure the Minister for Finance and the Gold Board are watching the signals. They are monitoring the international gold price. Today, I have forgotten what the price was quoted for the gold this morning, but I think it is doing quite well. You never know if in the next 5 to 6 years, gold prices would go down. And so we must be making some plans to cover for ourselves in the event that gold prices drop. We don't determine those prices. Gold, cocoa, and oil. These are our major exports, our traditional exports. We don't control the prices. And so there must be some plans to cushion the economy in the unlikely event that prices take a dip. Of course, we can also increase the quantum of gold.
The current global spot price for gold is around $3,281.
$3,281.
Yes.
That is quite good. And so we must be watching. There are threats anyway. Like I said, the world price of those commodities serves as a threat. If we expand our export base, and that's why President Mahama wants to lead something that has to do with export expansion. I've forgotten the nomenclature that is captured, but there's a special drive for expanding our exports, and that committee or commission would be led by His Excellency the President himself. The 24-hour economy and the Farmer Service Center that we intend to do would also deal with the issue of import substitution. Things that we can produce in this country, we should be able to produce them so that we don't use so much forex in importing even toothpicks. And so when people don't understand the 24-hour economy, even if we were to get a young man to concentrate on just doing toothpicks, at least we'll stop importing toothpicks from other countries. The last time I was talking to someone who lives with me, Adime.
Okay.
There's now an imported ayoyo. Can you believe this? Really? And I'm told that our women prefer the imported one than the
locally produced.
So whilst we are still battling with this, from where? I don't know. I think from Togo.
Very strange.
Yes, Adime, ayoyo.
Yeah.
So we're still battling with the issue of tomato that we import from neighboring Sahelian countries, Burkina, in billions of Ghana cedis. Onions we import. And now ayoyo too, Adime, we are importing that one too into this country. And so we must put a stop to that taste for everything non-Ghanaian. And so not just from the US or from EU. We even prefer ayoyo from Togo to that one that we produce in Ghana here. Can you believe this? And so there must be a deliberate attempt. And that is where the Farmer Service Center comes in, where President Mahama promises to provide equipment for our farmers, mechanized agriculture, so that we can boost production within the agricultural space, add value to what we can add value to, so that at least we would tone down on the levels of importation that we are doing. And so once you are dealing with import substitution and you are expanding your export base, there's no way your currency will not be stabilized. And so there's a long-term approach to dealing with it. Gold Board is doing very well. We understand the not just criticisms, but the suggestions, the recommendations that look, medium term to long term, let us work on the restructuring of our Ghanaian economy. President Akufo-Addo, before he became president, talked about Gaggisberg economy. He left us with more Gaggisberg economy than he inherited. And so President Mahama is being deliberate and intentional about stabilizing the foreign currency, the local currency. Today, why? Our colleagues are talking about fuel. Today, a liter of fuel, I know where I buy my fuel. A liter doesn't go beyond 12 Ghana cedis, right? Even with the 1 cedi levy that we impose to deal with the energy sector issues. Just in recent past under the NPP, a liter of petrol and diesel went for 16 and 17 Ghana cedis. So even with the 1 Ghana cedi that is meant to deal with the issue of the power subsector, we are still paying far less than we're paying under the NPP. Today, if you are doing foreign transaction, dollar goes for 10.4 Ghana cedis. The euro goes for 12.6 Ghana cedis. I have a friend who did some transactions just last week. And so if you want to do transaction, it is genuine. If you have all your documentation, you won't buy the dollar more than 10.4. I have experienced it. It's working all right. Our colleagues try to, the Honorable Anta, Deputy, the immediate past minister for finance, he says something, the CD no get what, but Abuchi get the dollar. If you choose to do your transactions that you don't want to be captured by the banking sector, and you want to buy from Abuchi at 12.3, that is your matter. But I have done transactions through the banking system. Just last week, 10.2 Ghana cedis for $1. Euro 12.61. Very, very clear. So we know where we are taking this country to. Okay. We have done just in 6 months what others couldn't do in 8 years. Today, they pontificate on all the issues. Today, they have all the issues to Galamsey. They have all the answers to economy. They have all the answers to the city. Meanwhile, the mandate was with you for good 8 years. You couldn't do anything about it. Okay. And today, you proffer solutions for everything in this country. This is the way they'll talk, and when they give them the mandate. You remember when we were about going to elections, we were told that when we told them about the cedi and the dollar around 17 Ghana cedis, Abuaji, the spokesperson for your colleague who was Miracles, he said if the NDC was to be in power, the dollar would have gone for 25 Ghana cedis. I'm sure you remember that.
Yes. He said it, yeah.
He said
it was a fact, yes.
Today, the dollar is going for 10.2 under President Mahama. Then they say, oh, no. They are ripping our efforts. We actually started the whole thing. Go for oil. You told us that under President Mahama, it would have been 25 Ghana cedis. Ghanaians rejected you and gave President Mahama the mandate. Today, the dollar is going for 10.2 Ghana cedis. And you want to share in the credit. You can't share in the credit because you were given the mandate. And Ghanaians saw what you did to the Ghanaian city. We will make that mistake again to bring somebody who will come in as an economist, and when he's given a mandate, he'll be scrambling for space within the ICT sector.
All right, so we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll get Richard's...
he's done. He's done.
Our time's up. We'll take a break. I'll get Richard's response as soon as we're back from the break. Please stay with us.
I've said all that.
Here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a microsystem. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
Ebusiafo ye mama Akwaba Eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
bedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya ma besisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her. Oh, dash. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
Na mom hwe na ndadanya waso mosquito coil esudu wo mu no mu. Na say spray wo dan mu so a, twan sima adronum ansa na akodan no mu.
Enkratoi FDA agiatum.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is seho bine, a maniswing, Nesansu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. Currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Pamfukuro in the Bomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Akwatia, which is a 15-minute drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
The 2025 AMC Tycoon Africa Conference for us presents a unique opportunity for convergence. Convergence of ideas and innovation, convergence of marketing excellence and technological advancement, and most importantly, a convergence of people united by shared vision for a prosperous, connected, and empowered Africa. We are proud as your host, and to the guests who will be arriving from all corners of the continent and the world. I'm also excited with the theme, Enabling Africa Tech, Future Innovation, Standard and Global Influence, and Empowering Africa Marketing Industries. Let me assure you, Ghana is ready to welcome you with our open arms and our open hearts. And we say, Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. We don't just say it, but we live it. We are warm, we're friendly, and very hospitable. Ghana is not just a destination, it is an experience. From the historic castles along our coast, that speaks of our resilience, the resilience of our people, our cuisine, the richness. When visitors come to Ghana, we will immerse you not only with our sight and sound, but our taste of our rich, unmatched cuisine.
To maximize national benefits. That leader of the Ghana Gold was by large-scale companies in line with government's preemption rights. We are the sole assayer and exporter of all gold from Ghana. But all these powers given us by the Parliament of Ghana and the people of Ghana means very little without enforcement. And that is why the law provided for the establishment of a task force and the appointment of gold board inspectors to ensure that the mandate the gold board has been given is enforced to the letter for us to reap the full benefits of our natural resources. And so today we are here for the purpose of inaugurating that task force, which has a crucial role in ensuring that the gold board is able to fulfill its mandate. And we are privileged that the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, President John Dramani Mahama, has made time out of his busy schedule to do us the honors. I think he deserves a round of applause. 5% withholding tax on Dory was scrapped. He has also directed, any day he speaks to me, one thing he stresses is the need for us to provide fair prices for small-scale miners and miners in general. And Your Excellency, I can report to you that our pricing system is one of the best in the world. Today, we publish daily good prices on our website, and the calculation of the price is very transparent. It is based on the international market price. At the moment, we give spot prices to miners and all traders. It doesn't happen in any country, not even in Dubai, which is buying gold today at a discount of $9 per ounce. Not even in India, which is buying gold today at a discount of $5 per ounce. I'm talking about Dory. We buy gold at spot price, and we convert it into cedis at the interbank rate provided by the Bank of Ghana. Some have said that the price is low, but this is the highest any country can do. We cannot buy gold at black markets because of the forest losses that portends for our nation. And so we would want to appeal to all stakeholders, particularly traders and miners, to bear with us for the benefit of our nation. And we call on citizens to be watchdogs over this task force and support us by volunteering information that can help in the implementation of the enforcement duties of the state.
So that's the money you're short. That's Sami Jemfi, who is the chief executive officer of Gold Board. And this was when the task force was being formed.
Yes.
And it is this same task force apparently that nabbed the 1.7 gold smuggling. But Richard, please come in.
So, this whole thing, my brother ended up talking about everything on the map was about.
Is it Ghana map or the global one?
Global map.
Global map, okay.
It was simply about
the
arrest of
the smugglers,
some smugglers and everything. I think that I have nothing but encouragement for my brother Sami at the Gold Board. He's done well. Every startup thing requires some energy and ingenuity to try and guide to some functionality, and I think that he's done quite well in holding it together. So on that score, I will encourage him to keep it up. But that is not to say that...
Before you continue, I remember there's a video I watched when Randy was here where you said that you enjoy Good Morning Ghana very well anytime you are paired with Sami Jemfi.
Yeah.
So they've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah. That is not to say, Moro, that the Gold Board is a panacea.
Right.
And as my brother said, that it's a game changer. Before they said the 24-hour is a game changer. Now it's the Gold Board that's a game changer. And these NDC guys, they are just fantastically good with just shifting positions. Gold Board is now the game changer. Serious. Is that the case?
Yes, I said that. I said that.
We've been selling gold in this country. We've been selling gold.
I say gold is a game changer.
Gold Board. No problem.
Gold Board.
No problem. I'll fix it. You know, Gold Board, what do they do? They're a gold marketing company.
Okay.
And they have turned around to add a bit of investment, supporting these, buying equipment and all that. But the principal objective of Gold Board is marketing, right?
It goes beyond that.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm talking about the principal business. Why are you calling them gold game changer? Because they are marketing gold. So it's okay. Just don't worry. I take note. Your paper is.
I don't want to come back
to
this matter.
Please, I beg you. You use 20 minutes. Let me also use my. He said we'll give me only 15 minutes, so that's fine. You see, it is not different from what obtained. Okay. The PMMC that was there was marketing gold and everything. So that's the matter. The issue of fighting smuggling in this country didn't start yesterday. It's been there. People have been arrested for smuggling gold up and down. So it's a thing that is going, and we must commend them for keeping up that work. But it is proper to situate it that it's not something that is just happening today, that has been happening all along. But a question that I find troubling and following the finance minister's utterance, which my brother repeated, that for him, having seen the documentation, he's not seen any gold traded for oil under the gold for oil. I'm surprised why the finance minister would say that. What would necessitate that? If perhaps he wants to leave himself some room to say that the document he has seen, not that he has perused all the documents, because that cannot be true. That cannot be true. To the extent that we saw the impact on the city when the gold for oil was operational. That's not something for me to say. You can read the news and you see it. That when that initiative came, we saw a reversal in the deterioration of the city's position. So what was doing it? What was causing it? Is this the phantom thing we saw? So it cannot be honest when the minister said that. The Bank of Ghana must answer certain fundamental questions. Okay? That there's a particular company that has picked gold on behalf of an oil company that has supplied oil to this country. It's a TriStar company.
Yeah, TriStar company.
TriStar. On behalf of an oil company. The question is, why is the Bank of Ghana quiet? They should answer that question. Is it true that that company picked gold or not?
Right.
And if they picked gold, how many times? You see, so that we can stop this dishonesty and this intentional fabrication and lie and demonization, okay, of a previous government just to look good. I'm telling you that the finance minister is building a house of cards. It won't survive. Because now what we're seeing is that the essential disbursements that they have to make, they're not making them. Look, I was just reading some publication to do with the spread of Mpox and those things.
Yeah.
I think some individuals have been infected, a person has died, or so 1 or 2 people have died. It's a pandemic shaping to happen. The Ministry of Health does not have money to contain this. We're watching. Finance Minister is busy wearing suit and tie, chanting, oh, primary balance here.
You wanted to go naked.
I didn't say that, but I'm saying chanting that there's primary balance when he has not disbursed for the provision of essential government services to citizens. We voted for them not to rack up some record on paper and speak to us about it. We voted for them to affect our lives. So, Moro, today, all the women that believed and voted for the NDC because they came to tell them that there's going to be some women development bank that was going to be formed today have been deceived. At least thus far, have been deceived.
Gold board.
Okay? All the young people, is the CODES program, is it under GIFEC?
We are working in partnership with the ministry and Kofi Annan.
Okay.
We've done the pilot. About 250 young Ghanaians have gone through.
Okay.
MTN has come on board. Google has come on board.
No problem.
And multinationals are coming on board, the 1 million coders. They are investing on it.
Okay.
We are expanding infrastructure.
So we have pilot. We
Yes,
don't
about
have,
250
we have
young
pilot.
people have gone through.
250,000?
Yes.
250,000?
Yes, we are studying the report.
No problem.
For full implementation.
So what is the state of disbursement for that program? What's the state of disbursement? How much has been disbursed so far to that program?
So the Minister of Finance has made some allocation to the Ministry of Communications. Off my head, I can't tell you what the amount is, but the Ministry of Finance has made some releases in respect of the 1 million coders. And even GIFEC, where I'm the Deputy CEO, we are also supporting in terms of infrastructure.
No problem.
You just ask about what I know.
No.
So let me tell you.
You have said it. You have said it. Thank you. No, thank you. You have said it.
200,000 young people have gone through.
So he said that.
We are studying the report
for
full implementation. Okay. Google has come on board. MTN has come on board. Each of them promising to fund 100,000 young Ghanaians. Okay. About 500 young Ghanaians have been catered for by the private sector. Government thought we were going to do all the 1 million with our own resources.
No problem.
But because the project is
that okay? Is that okay that you can stop now?
Private companies are coming on board.
Can you stop now? Good. That's good information, but that was not a question I asked. I asked a specific question. Maybe you know how much. You say you don't know. So that's good.
Off my head.
So private sector can fund.
They are funding.
But I'm just saying that as far as government allocation, we don't know. Nothing is done. Okay. They talk about national apprenticeship program. Okay, Mr. Finance Minister, your House of Council.
What are we discussing?
But when you were talking about everything, including
he says once you've touched on the economy, he has every right to touch on the economy.
I didn't even say that. He went about
because of
you linked what the gold board has done to our local currency.
Yes, so he decided to also talk about.
To look into the long term.
Yes.
And so you can speak to the gold board, look at the ancillary issues attached to it. Yes. But I don't want to speak everything about our economy, our manifesto.
Because once you raise the issue about forex and what it has done,
and that's why I told you the role that the gold board is playing.
I get it.
I admitted that there are some threats that has to do with
this thing you are doing.
What I'm trying to say is that that's what the discussions we have here.
National youth employment.
I'm ending at 9:55.
This is how he intends to look at the gold board issue. That's fine.
So 9:55 is what I'm ending. 9:55. So more because I'm counting.
No, you're not doing 9:55.
But we have a stopwatch. So more.
I can make you laugh sometimes.
The finance minister is busy building a house of cards. Today he says that they are going to do national apprenticeship program. Okay, we're wondering what is the state of that program.
Okay,
how much has been disbursed to that program now as we speak. Okay. The president, my brother referenced that earlier, farmer center, farmers center they're going to build. It's about 56 or so they want to build nationwide. And president last time was referencing about 11 that is in the works or has been, whatever. He mentioned about some 11.
Mechanized farms.
Yes. It was some 11 farmer centers that are going to be built or have been built.
Right.
You don't see that anywhere. Okay? You don't see it. Because for that matter, I am checking on a daily basis.
So when they want to provide you with information, you say no.
See,
should I provide with information?
So
information.
About asking for information, he didn't provide later. So what's the guarantee earlier? What's the guarantee that has information? The point I am making is that this government must move away from the formatting. They are engaged in the business of propaganda and deceit. But where we have gotten to now, they must change and realize that it is now real time that they must lead and govern this country, and that their policies are either affecting people's lives positively or negatively. But so far, their actions, their inactions are adversely affecting lives in this country. Okay, so they must begin to move in a direction that is useful. Look, he's talking about they have come.
Food prices are coming down.
Just hold on. They've come, and then the currency has stabilized, and he went to do some transaction, and it's 10.2. He's talking about borrow. If that is true, what he's saying, then I will tell you that we have two Ghanas now. One Ghana for the NDC and the other Ghana for the rest of us. Right. Because I made that inquiry. Okay, they just don't have the dollars to give you. At that rate, you won't find it. Nobody wants to go to black market. Everybody wants to do transactions within the banking system. But the only way you go there is because you don't find it in the banking sector. And we know what accounts for that.
Right.
Okay, so today, this whole paper presentation for us that, oh, the dollar is at this point and this is at that point, it is not real. It's problematic, and nobody wants the cedi to be weak. We want the cedi to be strong, but where you say it is strong, we must feel it. But it is not happening. Okay. It's not happening. So the finance minister is building a house of cards. He is deceiving us, and I want the Bank of Ghana to come and give us record on this matter, because he makes a blanket statement that rubbishes an initiative whose impact we all saw at the time when it came in. Because we're at a difficult situation when the gold for oil was imagined. So its impact, which we saw, he just seeks to tell us that we didn't feel that, we didn't see that. And the question is, why is the Bank of Ghana quiet on this matter of documentation? Evidence exists for that transaction that has been done. Okay. So I think that while the NDC may be glowing on the back of gold sale, which is good. I think I was checking, it's about 64% or so. Yeah. Benefits we've derived from the sale of gold, okay, contributing to our general revenue position. I think it's good, but this is nothing new. Okay. Okay. This is nothing new. Okay. We rather would ensure that there is expansion in our economy on other fronts. Okay. Because how many people are getting jobs because we have created Gold Board? How many people are getting jobs? My
goodness.
He says he wants to know. He's not saying there's no. He said he wants to know.
So if the purpose of the Gold Board is not to create jobs.
Yes, that's what.
Is to protect our gold reserves, make sure we stabilize our local currency.
Yes, that's
Food
true.
prices are coming down.
Yes.
My brother, he doesn't get the point.
No.
You see, he just proceed on this tunnel vision perspective of things. What I'm telling you, I'm connecting the Gold Board credit that you want to take to the economy. Because why? How are you building an economy if Gold Board is bringing money? How do the young man... Hold on.
Private sector will expand.
Oh, no. Just hold on.
Private sector will expand.
Hold on first of all. I have. Hold on.
I'll just help you.
How does the young man on the street who is looking for a job to participate in the economy gets the opportunity, right? Because that was the promise you gave. So I'm saying that selling gold, which is not an ingenuity, it is not something you have created. You've not brought new gold to this country. Gold existed before you, right? Gold was being sold before you came. So just by manufacturing Gold Board, did not bring anything new to the table. It's just the same old thing that you are selling. You're just selling more. Anybody could have sold gold more than you did. It's not as if the only thing maybe you can claim is that your people are now engaged in galamsey. Okay, so you are producing more galamsey gold and you are piping it through, the Gold Board. Maybe that's what you want to say, but otherwise, gold is not your invention. Okay, but what is substantial and what Ghanaians want is not to sell more gold in isolation, because we could sell that any day if we have it. It's what we have in hand. The difficulty we have is to provide employment for our people. And as a government that you have come, you are not funding any of the real sector initiatives that would derive, that the young people derive employment opportunity from, to drive the economy, to encourage their participation in the economy. So that is a substantial matter. So if you want to skirt around the issue and say Gold Board is a panacea, Gold Board is a game changer, you can do that. But I'm telling you that the people on Main Street, Ghana, they are not seeing the impact of it. Because look, Moro, you can have the cedi to dollar to be 1-to-1. You can have that. But if you don't have a job, you can hear about it, but you cannot access it because you have to earn the 1 cedi to exchange it for $1. It's like sitting in your house, and then there's a party next door. You can hear the aroma. If you're not invited, you can't go. So you can hear the good tune coming from there. You can hear this. You are not invited. You can dance in your house, but you dance on an empty stomach. So that's what is happening. And we are being forced to accept. We are being forced to accept that somehow, even if you don't have a job, the answer to your joblessness is, oh, the CD is gaining strength.
Okay.
If you say your electricity bill is gone up twice already, they say, oh, don't you see the CD is strong? If you say petrol, they have increased it 4.5, 4 CD Ghana.
Richard started at 925.
No, Massa, hold on.
Oh, you're doing the same thing he did to you.
No, 925.
Keeping the
it is 9:46 now.
So he's
but
not.
you've been
minutes
disrupting me. It's just
he's spoken for 21 minutes
no
now.
problem. Just hold on.
Let's even assume the disruption is a minute.
No, so it's
I just want.
I was counting for you. I am supposed to finish
and said
9:55. No, I didn't say that. He said.
So wrap up in a minute.
I said I'll finish in 9:55.
Why so?
That's the
Why?
So your watch is different from mine. So the point I am making.
I have a lot of messages.
No problem. The point,
but I need just 1 minute.
No problem.
Just 1 minute.
No problem. Once it wraps up, I'll give you a minute.
The point I am making is that let's not major in the minors.
Okay.
The real problem in our country
is jobs, employment.
Is jobs.
Okay.
And this government is not delivering jobs.
Okay.
This government is not funding government activity such that people can get those outcomes to stimulate the growth that we need.
Okay.
This government is not funding ministries.
Okay.
Now we are faced with a potential pandemic with this Mpox thing, but the Ministry of Health is not being funded. Okay. So this whole thing about making everything about gold board, making everything about CD strengthening, is a ruse.
All right.
It's a deception. It is an admission of failure by this government, and I think that we will have to call it what it is.
All right.
1 minute.
Sure.
But you see, you're going to agree.
1 minute.
If you give 1 minute, I must also get 1 minute. How is it that I am shortchanged?
There's no problem.
I am shortchanged.
You have spoken for 23 minutes.
No,
but I don't have a problem.
No. As for this one,
you are not known for keeping time. So don't come and imagine.
This is your friend. Yes, go ahead.
The NPP is no more in government.
Yeah.
You should have more time to learn and learn well. If this is the kind of argument that you will continue to make on national platforms, Ghanaians will never see you as a credible alternative. The NDC and President Mahama, through the gold board, has not claimed that we brought new gold to Ghana. We have not invented any new gold. In fact, we have not increased the gold reserves in this country, and we haven't made that claim. It is a natural gift. The quantum of gold beneath the soil is beyond human capacity. So when you talk about we have not invented any new gold, you are setting your own questions and proceeding to answer them.
You said gold is a game changer. You said so.
But all
they are doing is selling gold. So how is that a game changer?
Between gold and gold board?
I'm saying that gold board is selling gold. And you are saying it's a game changer. How is it a game changer? How?
In fact,
how is it?
Are watching.
How is it a game changer? Tell us.
I am telling you that there's a clear difference between gold and gold board. We have not claimed to have added anything to our gold stock beneath the earth. And so you are asking your own questions and answering them. But that's up to you. Now, you can see the linkage between the gains that we are making as a result of the gold board and the totality of the Ghanaian economy and how it creates jobs. I am not an economist. But when the dollar comes down, when the cedi strengthens against the dollar, when you need less cedis to get the same amount of dollars that you used to, what it means is that your cost of production, especially those who use imported raw materials, your cost of production will go down. That's why producer price inflation has been trending down since February. When that happens, private sector has the luxury to expand their operations. And when they expand their operations, they won't go and employ people from Azerbaijan or Zanzibar. They are going to recruit Ghanaians to work. Simple logic. not even from the government angle. Private sector will thrive. We were in this country when President Kufuor told us, and we believed it, and still believe it up to now, that the private sector is the engine of growth. If you stimulate the private sector well, if you did why? Guta and AGI have always talked about the dollar and that it's affecting their businesses. Abosokai, majority of whom vote for you, have always complained about the dollar rate. If President Mahama has brought it down and you don't see any benefit, you don't see any sense in it, then I wonder who type of politics you are doing.
I didn't say that.
You are saying
I didn't say that. You are not paying attention.
Please.
You are just you are the one setting your question and answering.
Any linkage between the stabilization of the city and job creation.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. No. Please. I didn't say that.
So what you said is that the problem that faces us is unemployment.
Yeah, it's unemployment.
That's what the government must deal with.
I'm saying that. And when you talk about jobs, they say the city has come.
Yeah, so he's trying to tell you.
I'm not saying that. I'm telling you how the city
there's a nexus. What is that? There's a nexus between the stabilization of the city.
The gentleman understands it very well. His back is against the wall. So all that he can do is to heckle me. He knows that the Ghanaian public are listening, and that his back is against the wall.
I need to
explain something for him to understand.
You've explained it. You've explained for almost 30 minutes.
No. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if he wants to come back.
Yes,
but be quiet and listen to me at least.
But you said 1 minute, so it's been more than 1 minute.
You are not the host.
No, don't worry.
You are not the host. There's a linkage. There's a connection. There's a nexus between the stabilization of the city and the private sector business.
And job creation.
And I have told you that, for instance, a businessman who needed 1.7 million Ghana cedis, 1.7 million Ghana cedis, just to get $100,000, today would need about 1,050,000 Ghana cedis to get that same $100,000. If such a private sector is able to expand his business with the same level of capital, he is going to employ Ghanaians to work.
All right, so if you can
see the link, please.
I need to explain something. It's not Moro. You can't say that. You cannot say that. If you say that, that would be very unfair.
So please.
I need to explain.
Okay, you know what? Let's do something. He says you've misunderstood him. Let's give just 30 seconds.
Let's just you come back. I don't have a problem.
You are posting all the things he said he didn't say.
Yes.
So let's listen to him.
So is he?
Let's see whether you agree with him.
And when he addressed that, she keep quiet.
No. He said you've misunderstood him. So I want to hear what he said.
So is he Moro?
What are you saying, Richard?
Just take 1 second. I cannot say what he said that I said, because I have a clear understanding of the matter.
Okay.
See, anytime, and I've said that here before.
Yes.
Okay, and it's a matter of fact. Anytime your currency strengthens in the manner the CD was strengthening, and it's not driven by production, it affects export.
Right.
So that because your currency is strengthening, the cost of export becomes high. But the cost of import becomes cheaper.
It's not my fault.
That is a different thing you're talking about. This is a different thing you're not talking about. But I'm telling you that I have that understanding, so I can't say what you're saying that I've said. You don't have that understanding. The truth of the matter is that you are not managing the economy, so there is no economy. There is no production. There is just
now because of the stabilization of the city, a liter of fuel has come down. The price of rice, cooking oil, that's what affects the ordinary Ghanaian. The very people who go to solicit for the vote,
whatever you guys have done has not resulted in jobs. That's the question we are saying. It is not jobs.
Explain how that creates jobs.
It doesn't. You have admitted you don't appreciate the
economics of it. I've just had a message from
simple logic. You can see.
Just a second. Just a second. Now, my understanding is that apparently the $1.7 million which have been seized by way of gold. I'm told
Are you a Ghanaian business ready to conquer new frontiers? From October 23rd to 25th, 2025, Ghana Fest Europe is your direct bridge to the lucrative Dutch and broader European market.